What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with your family? It's your boy, the one and only, can't be copied, can't be duplicated. Brenda's baby, Remy L. Ma'at. You are now tuned in to Ma'at TV. Now, as you come in, family, I need you to hit that like button, but most importantly, I need you to share this video because it's all about the message. And we want to get the message out to our people. That's key. That's why we're doing this in the first place, family. It's free to share, it's free to like. And if you're new to the channel and it's your first time rocking with your boy, hit that subscribe button. That's free too. And don't forget to press that notification bell so you can get my future videos. What's up? What's up? What's up with you today, family? We got a very, very special episode. Well, all episodes are special when we bring in the information. Today we have David Banner giving a warning on his IG to the community about the government. And we also have a lecture from the late great ancestor, Gregory, exposing truth about everything. Everything. I know we've been doing a lot of covering the topic of Brother Polite and Malachi Z. York, R. Kelly, etc., in that realm. And we've been doing that a lot. We've been covering that a lot. So I figured we would do something a little different today because we got something special, something exclusive coming for you tonight on Triple C's Playhouse. I hope you're there. I think she said 9:30. I got to text her, make sure I'm getting the time right. So don't quote me on that. But we definitely got some exclusive coming for you. But today, we're going to get into David Banner giving a warning to the people on his IG. And then we're going to get into Dick Gregory exposing some truth. And I'm going to give you my commentary and my take on it throughout the videos. Those who are here rocking with me right now, the first people, shout out to Shots Fired. I see you, brother. Shout out to Shots Fired. I see you in the building, brother. Shout out to everybody rocking with me. Don't forget to hit that like button as you come in, family. Yeah, man, we've been talking about a lot about the molestation and rape and child abuse in the Black community lately. And I thought that maybe we can just switch the topic just for a little bit, because we're going to get right back into it. We're not going to stop going after these. I don't even want to call these creatures men. We're not going to stop doing that. And like I said, I call myself Brenda's baby for a reason. For those of you who are new to the channel and don't know, I came from that type of relationship, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it. My mother was 13 when she started messing with my dad. He was well off into his 20s, 15 when she had me. So I know firsthand what those type of relationships are and the effects it can have on the people in the relationship and the child. And that's one thing I always say, that people, that's why I call myself Brenda's baby, because everybody knows Brenda's story, but not one person even asked about that baby. Didn't even ask what the name of the baby was. I'm here. And people don't realize what that child has to go through. You got to watch people talk about your mother. Even though my mom was a strong woman, and if they said the shit to her face, she probably knocked their fucking teeth out. Even though my mom was very strong, she's basically fucking Wonder Woman and Superwoman mashed all into one. To be a single mother at 15 isn't a easy thing. To be a single parent at any age ain't easy to do. So imagine doing that as a child raising a child. I can still remember my mother when she was a teenager. So that's why I call myself Brenda's baby. People don't think about that. People don't think about what the child has to go through and what that woman had to go through for the rest of their lives. And you should think about that. And that's why I think it's good that we're shedding light on this situation. But too much of it can fuck you up. And I wanted to take a breather on it a little bit too, because, when we talk about these situations, it brings up, past memories and stuff for me. So I don't like to stick on that subject for too long, but it's good that we get the information out to our community. So let's get into this David Banner IG. He went live on his IG and wanted to give the people a message. I only watched like the first minute and a half of it. I seen everybody else doing them videos on it and stuff, and I watched the first minute and a half of it, and I already knew that this was something that should be spread around the community. This should be told to the community. Just hearing the first minute and a half of it, I knew it was something that I think that the community should hear. And this is what this platform is about. This is what Triple C's is about. This is what One Community is about. This is what Argument League is about. This is what Debate League is about. It's about getting the information out to the people. And that's what we're here to do.
Set me up.
Let me rewind it.
Set me up. I'm watching the world being quiet, sort of looking at things from afar. We have been socialized and engineered into being some of the most divided people on this planet.
I can agree with that.
They
beat us and judging each other. Come on with the buffering. We were just playing. Judge each other on what block we on, what city we in, what state we in, what hood you rep, what group you a part of.
Age, and then as we integrated more into the system, we had the audacity to even become Republicans or Democrats. When historically, I think we've all seen that neither group gives a fuck about our people, right?
And that's facts right there, too, family. When this last election made me realize I was just voting for the lesser of the two evils. And the only reason why I fucking voted was to appease my mother. You gotta make mama happy. But I'm sorry, mama, I'm never fucking voting again. Because neither one of these sides gives a fuck about us at all. Damn, I clicked out of the video. Neither one of these sides give a fuck about us. Not one. Let me go back to it. Where's the sound at? Let me go back. I just turned the sound. There we go.
Set me up.
Sorry about that, family. I had to click some of these tabs.
I'm watching the world being quiet, sort of looking at things from afar. I want to give you my opinion on things. We've been socialized and engineered into being some of the most divided people on the planet.
Goddamn right.
You know, they have
He hit that on the money.
literally beat us into judging each other by skin tone, by the block we live
And
in.
he's not just talking about them physically beating us. They mentally beat us too. They conditioned us to be this way. This was a plan.
And what groups we affiliated with, you know, age, you name it. And then as we integrated more into the system, we had the audacity to even become Republicans or Democrats. When historically, I think we've all seen that neither group gives a fuck about our people, right?
And that's big facts. Neither group gives a fuck. They both have a history of not giving a fuck about our people. I hear people say, oh, in the beginning, the Republicans were, for the black people. Black people were Republicans. And I did look that up and did my research on that. And we were. And now we're Democrats. So either way, each side has a history of not giving a fuck about us. And we keep falling back into the same shit. Like, I don't know why we play this game. If we took our vote out, that's why they did what they did with Joe Biden. That's why he grabbed Kamala Harris, because he needed the black vote. Our vote is very fucking powerful. That's why they had Diddy talking about vote or die and all these celebrities. You remember that shit back in the day when 106 and Park? All these celebrities talking about vote or die and this, that, and the third, because the black vote is very, very fucking powerful.
In the last few years, it seemed like on a certain level, it started getting some of it right. And then like that. So whether you took their medicine or not.
Facts. That's facts. I'm telling you, yo, pretty soon it's gonna be that way. You ain't gonna be able to do shit without taking that medicine. I'm not gonna say what it is. You already know what I'm talking about because I got a strike last time I spoke out on it. But that thing that they trying to get everybody to take. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Some of these people can't even get baby powder right. That's neither here or there. Scared on both sides. And instead of judging and being oppressive, why can't we just talk to each other without being around?
And that's facts. Why every time we try to meet up with each other as people, we got to have a bunch of cameras and stuff. It got to be a public meeting. But when them top leaders meet behind closed doors, ain't no goddamn cameras.
The thing that I've asked you all is just get your own shit. Get your own researchers. Get your own grocery store. Buy your own land. We'll tell you a blessing though.
And that's what they scared of, family. That is what they are scared of. They are scared of us building our own shit because they need us to rely on them. That's why they make them people who live in the woods, who grow their own food, get their own water, make their own clothes, protect themselves. They call them militias. They make them look so bad because they're self-sustaining. I know, I ain't gonna lie, some of the motherfuckers is crazy, but they keep an eye on them people that's able to self-sustain themselves, because that's something that they don't want. If we self-sustain ourselves and start doing for ourselves, making our own food, growing our own food, making our own grocery stores, clothing lines, shoe companies, etc., it will hurt them severely. It would be a big detriment to them if we stopped and dropped. If the black people stop buying from other people, everybody goes broke. Period. If we stop buying from every other race, they go broke.
One of my best friends is an educator out of New York.
We got more than we.
And she said some of the stuff that's going on right now may be a blessing. It may force us to create our own schools. It may force us to get our own restaurants. It may force us to get our own politicians who will implement laws for our people. Just an opinion. But what I want to tell you all is that if you are one of the ones who can admit that this system has historically implemented tyranny and fear and unfairness upon our people, then why would you think that this situation would be any different?
Ooh, I keep clicking out of it. My bad. Sorry about that, family. Where was we at? Oh, let me fast.
I'm watching the world. When
What's up, old son? Never click out, it clicks off
powder,
when I try to click back to my screen yard.
But that's neither here or there. Um, some of us are just scared on both sides. And instead of judging and being oppressive, why can't we just talk to each other without them being around, without their cameras? I've asked you all is just get your own shit. Get your own researchers.
Facts.
Get your own grocery store. Buy your own land.
That's all we need to do.
We'll tell you a blessing though. One of my best friends is an educator out of New York. And she said some of the stuff that's going on right now may be a blessing. It may force us to create our own schools. It may force us to get our own restaurants. It may force us to get our own politicians who will implement laws for our people. Just an opinion. But what I want to tell you all is that if you are one of the ones who can admit that this system has historically implemented tyranny and fear and unfairness upon our people,
that's facts.
Then why would
I seen a meme today where DL Hughley went on, I think CNN, and they asked him, "Would you still listen to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson songs, knowing what they did to those kids?" DL Hughley replied, "Yes, I'm going to still listen to those songs the same way we listen to sing the national anthem, knowing what America did." I'm not gonna lie, that's got a lot of truth to it. I'm still not gonna listen to R. Kelly. I'm never gonna stop listening to Michael Jackson because I never believe that shit. But that is very truthful. How could you get mad at people singing that R. Kelly songs when we still sing the national anthem, knowing what they did? They raped, molested, slaved, pillaged, murdered. We still singing that national anthem. But that doesn't mean I'm not listening to goddamn R. Kelly no more. And I don't agree with people listening to R. Kelly or singing the national anthem. I don't agree with that shit at all.
Would you think that this situation would be any different? I'm not saying that it is or it isn't, but can you at least look at it and be like, okay, that any or not, but haven't you heard that people find their God in anarchy? So wouldn't it be smart so that you can move people in the way that you want them to move? If you're scared or you're dying, it doesn't matter, what mask fear death wears, whether it's through a disease, whether it's through police, whether it's through systematic racism, whatever you want to call it, fear is fear, bullying, whatever you want to call it. I'm not saying that any of
Facts.
these things exist or don't exist, but what I am saying is like let the fear control you into giving up your freedoms, into treating others bad because they're not like you. That's the one thing them people always been good at. If you don't believe, no, excuse me. I love the idea of freedom and people believing in and doing as they choose, as long as they do what I choose or what I believe in. Folks don't give a fuck about no freedom.
And that's exactly how America goes today. They say you free to believe what you want to be who you want to be, but everybody has an opinion on it. America is famous for the illusion of freedom.
Give a fuck about your well-being. Make some choices for yourself. And to all these elders who jumping on TV telling these kids what they should do, why don't you call them first? And why who are revolutionaries who the system has never given them a voice, never given them an opportunity, but now they want to speak on behalf of pharmaceutical companies and the medical field. If you scared, say you scared.
The pharmaceutical companies and the medical field is the worst of all. They are the worst of every last one of them because they don't create, the pharmaceutical companies, they don't create cures, they create customers. And I don't even want to get into that with the opioid thing because they knew what the fuck they were doing when they released it. And they should have never released this shit in the first place. And all the shit they took, oh my God, there's a whole pile of shit on pharmaceutical companies. And doctors got their sleazy ways too. You know, if a doctor is broke or he needs to make some quick money, you know how much they get for surgeries? Like $10,000 and up. So he can just schedule some unneeded, unnecessary surgeries just to make a quick flip. You know how many doctors probably do that shit? And they in cahoots with the pharmaceutical companies.
This is much bigger than a disease. This is about choose.
Facts.
And wouldn't it be smart for them to make you feel like everybody on this planet is a bio threat to you, to make you move the way that they want you to move? I'm not saying that that's the case. That's the case. They've done it before. Man, just don't be oppressive. Turn into the same people that you criticize. I've been guilty of that
Facts.
myself. That's the reason why I'm giving you this message.
And that's some light that nobody has shed on the community. We are turning into the people that oppressed us. We killing each other, we judging each other, we hating each other. It's total chaos.
And just think about it.
Yeah, man. That message was very powerful from the brother David Banner. Very, very powerful message. Very powerful message. And I agree with everything that he was saying. And he definitely shed a light on a lot of things that the community has not been paying attention to and needs to pay attention to. We need to pay attention to it because we have been turning a blind eye to a lot of things. Shout out to Rhonda Walker in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Sorry, I couldn't. Every time I click back on the screen to see the chat, it stopped the video on Instagram, so I had to stay on there, and I couldn't see the chat. But yeah, man, that was a very powerful little short 6-minute speech David Banner gave there, and I think that should be spread out throughout the community, all throughout the community, because it's a lot of things we need to wake up on. It's a lot of things that we need to get up and wake up on because we are coming around a point to where shit is going to get real hectic. Shit is going to get really, really hectic. Hold up, family. I'm trying to load this Dick Gregory video for us. Like shit is about to really hit the fan. Hold up, family. Trying to get this Dick Gregory for you. I'm going to put the disclaimer out there, educational purposes. Educational purposes. And you know what, Dick? You get truth, a little bit of conspiracy, and comedy. Nothing but it. And I figured we need a little truth, some conspiracy, and most of all, because we have been going hard on Malachi Z. York and Polite and other fucking monster out there, Sinetta. Hassan Campbell is next on the chopping block too. He think he hiding in the cutting, ain't nobody. Everybody took their attention off of him. No, motherfucker. No. We see you trying to hide, Poppy. What the fuck am I calling? I don't know. I don't know why people calling that. I'm not calling no grown ass man Poppy. I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it, Captain. Hold up. Make sure we straight. Let me try this again. Stop sharing. Make sure that's loaded. Let me try this again. Don't worry, family. I ordered an Ethernet cable. That should speed things up. It should be here tomorrow. I wish I had the 1-day delivery. Because you know they didn't move. I didn't even realize Amazon had so many different locations. I didn't even realize that shit. That shit got so many different locations. That shit is everywhere. That nigga about to be a motherfucking trillionaire, and he treat his motherfucking employees like shit. I heard allegedly the working conditions over there at Amazon are terrible. Terrible. But without further ado, we're going to get into that Dick Gregory exposing truth about everything.
Thank you, brother. Fine, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, all right. Hello. Praise God. And we have all made it here safely today. Can this mic come up anymore? Which one? I got the wrong one. I'm sorry. We thank and praise God that we have all made it here safely today. And I pray that your return and my return will be equally safe. You know, man, when I told your brother's wife that her car was leaking, I didn't read that in the paper. See, white folk know everything. At least they think they do anyway. I really had a wonderful time since I've been here. I've been over at the health food store all day. Wanzhou has a wonderful place over there. And to you and the family, we say congratulations on 19 years. Isn't that incredible? 19 years. 19 years. See, I went over there and when I go to the health food store, I just treat myself. This is calcium. And y'all ever buy stuff and read the directions? See, I don't read this. I used to drink a fifth of scotch or whiskey. I ain't never read no directions on no whiskey bottle. So for the night over, I'll probably drink this whole bottle of calcium. It's amazing how they play games with people's head, ain't it? I mean, people don't know nothing about health, running around talking about taking too many vitamins. But you never heard nobody, when they get a six-pack, talk about too much beer in here. When I was in college, I used to go hang out with some white boys, and they used to go, and those of y'all been to college with white boys, I don't know about the girl, they'll drink 4 or 5 pitchers of beer a night. A night. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Friends, I mean, they're friends. Behind that first picture. My God, you can marry a sister of mine. I don't care who she married, as long as she loves them. That's when you get the signal. Didn't mention nothing about you being in love. Say she been in love. And then on that second picture, that's when you better start Hey, y'all saw what happened, 2 months ago in Virginia, huh? And everybody's upset because the Attorney General and them did not declare it a hate crime because that brother was with friends. He knew them white boys. They've been out drinking. But he didn't know that white boy got a limit. And then it go reverse. Nigga, did I hear you say you married my sister? Oh yeah, they reversed it.
They reverse it on you real quick.
See, I got different types of white friends, you know. Normally when I'm talking, I tell white folks, the white folks I be talking about, because if y'all know me, you know, most of my audience have always been white. I mean, that's just the price I charge, and most black folk can't afford me. Hey, and I just tell the brothers and sisters, I'll give you a break, and I tell white folks, I'll give you a break, because I know y'all gonna tell them. Yeah, first they say, how come you got 2 prices? I tell everybody, I got 2 prices.
And you know what made Dick Gregory so special? You heard how he said that most of his audience is white. He doesn't change up his rhetoric or his act, depending on the crowd. So he talks this shit to white. He was talking this shit to white folks too, and they loved him.
Got one for black folks and one for white folks. Now, so we get that out the way. And my white brothers and sisters there, you hear me talking about white folk? Trust me, I am not talking about you. That's right. See, I advocate that it ain't but 5 white folks on the whole planet. And the rest of y'all is imposters because it ain't got nothing to do with his attitude. And if you got some big billion bucks in the bank, you can't have the attitude. And you black folks in America, y'all done mess up with y'all.
And he used to say this all the time. He said this in all most of his stand-ups. You know, he believed that white wasn't a race; it was an attitude. And basically, the elite are the real white race, according to him. So, like the billionaires, like Rockefeller, and the dude who owned Amazon, Bill Gates, Queen Elizabeth, the royal family, them billionaires. Those are the real white folks, according to him. Everybody else is just imposters, and that's very. I can agree with that, because the white folks up at the top look at middle class white folks as white trash too, and they trick them into fighting with us, not knowing that they're not on their side either.
Y'all mad at the wrong white folks. White folks y'all couldn't help you if they liked you. You serious? They'll kill them on the way to get me. I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth type white folks. Now them bees my white folks. Queen Elizabeth make $300 million every 24 hours just interest on her money. Oh yeah.
God.
And them
damn, did y'all hear that, family? Queen Elizabeth makes $300 million. $300 million every day off interest. Just off of interest. You know how much money you gotta have in a fucking bank to be making $300 million just off of interest every day? God damn. She do own countries and shit though.
Take that interest.
Family, we got some commercials. Sorry about that. Like I said, y'all want to donate to the channel. Top these commercials off. All donations go back into the channel. YouTube. Oh, come on. Let me skip this goddamn ad. Sorry about that, family. All right, back into the knowledge.
As in interest. Black folks run around talking about, I'm going across the flag, I'm going because I love America. Please, I'll only fight for Allah. What God needs you to fight for them? So I like Queen Elizabeth type white folks. You know, we just going to protect our stuff. So let's get it on. Now, them bees my type of white folk. Now, what was it, 2 nights ago, I'm speaking to 25,000. I'm saying 6,000 white folk paid me $25,000. And I like speaking to all white folks. That's why I'm just thrilled to see so many black folks. Normally, I don't see that many of y'all when I be talking. But I like speaking to white folks. Them white folks pay me. First, they know I spend about $400, $500 a week just on magazines and newspapers. So they want what I got in my head. And I don't cut them no slack. I go, they pay me good because they think I'm an authority on y'all. They think if they mess with me, y'all would get them. I don't let them ask me no questions. I intimidate his own welfare. Now let's get to the next. White dude sitting on the front row, he humming and said, you just can't say that. I said it, boy. All black folks is on welfare. Well, why do you say that? Because every time I pick up the paper, I'm tired of reading about white men in America is upset over affirmative action because black folks is taking y'all's job. Now, you're not going to have it both ways. Either we all on welfare or we got your job.
And that's facts, family. Can't have it both ways.
Think about the games they play. And it works. They can shame most of you black folks out of welfare. Black folks run up. I don't want no welfare. How can you be stupid enough to hate free money? Some black folks up there telling me, I don't want no welfare. They're on the way to play the lottery number. They don't want no welfare. My mother was like that. I was 9 years old. I saw this funny look on her face. I said, Mom, what's wrong? She said, she just went to the mailbox and got that check. She said, well,
I gotta disagree on the welfare part. Yes, I understand what he means by what kind of idiot likes free money, but you gotta think about the other aspect to why welfare was created. It was created to take the part of the reason was to take the split the black family up, take the black man out of the home, and that was one of the biggest reasons why black families don't have two-parent homes. That was part of the reason. They used welfare to take the black man out of the home. Like people used to have to hide in a closet, hide their dad under the bed because welfare used to come by and inspect things like that. At one point, they couldn't even have a TV. So welfare has its dark side too, very dark side.
I just be glad when we get off welfare. I took that check and said, Mom, look, it says aid to dependent children. You're not on welfare. We are. This is our money. You just the administrator of this check. White folks that messed around gave you an executive position. You can't even appreciate it. But if y'all meet any black folks that say they're ashamed of welfare, tell them I said move to Canada and tell them to mail the check over there and call it foreign aid. That don't seem to bother none of y'all. The game. I was born and raised on welfare. I've been on both types of welfare. I'm president of my corporation. I made millions of dollars. I ride first class everywhere I go. And on first class last year on the American Airlines, they gave away in that front cabin $250 million worth of whiskey for free, which means y'all paid for it. But then upset because the welfare mother asked for some apple juice for the baby. What kind of food are we dealing with? I can leave here tonight and go all over the world and take a prostitute with me. And as long as I got enough sense to call that hoe my secretary, it's a tax write-off. Campaign reform is going out the box, and ain't nobody gonna mess with it because nobody in America is gonna mess with power because you know they'll hurt you. So we got to find poor, weak people we can pick on. So welfare mothers is a good. What they will never tell you is 80% of every mother that's ever been on welfare in the history of America has never produced a child on welfare. They just keep showing you that 20%. It's a game they play. And folk can look at NBC, CBS, ABC, and the Atlanta
That's
Constitution.
big facts right there, family.
Your opinion
I
about
noticed
yourself
that too.
mean that you might not be as close.
A lot of people that grew up on welfare don't be on welfare. A lot of people.
To God as you think you are. I mean, they just put it out there and y'all run back with it. I'm so damn sick and tired of hearing black folks talk about black men in jail. Everywhere I go, I see black men. Black women walk around, it's a shortage of black. No, you just ugly and evil and couldn't get a man if you was the last woman on the planet. Give me that crap. Do you know more black men showed up 2 years ago at the Million Man March than we got in jail? No, don't clap. Hear what I'm saying now. And white racist system had convinced you that march wasn't going to be a success. And what they haven't told you, nobody's ever dared have a march on a Monday. Promise keeper on a weekend when everybody had from Friday to get there and Sunday to get back to their job. Let me tell you about them black brothers and you sisters. The boy called the march in October. Not in August when school was out and you had some vacation time. And almost 2 million black men showed up. Far more black men showed up there than what we got in jail. Why every day y'all talk about niggas in jail, but don't talk about all them black men that wasn't in jail that showed up on that Monday because NBC have not told you to talk about it. I was at the March on Washington. It was something else.
Be going off. He going off on the interviewer,
white folks made it real
crowd,
easy for us.
Whoever.
I lived in Chicago. They had trains taking you from Chicago to Washington, D.C. and back for $30. When we went there 2 years ago, a white racist system didn't cut us no slack, baby. You paid full price. You paid full price for the hotel. The two most expensive hotels in America is the Ritz-Carlton and the Four Seasons in Washington, D.C. Brothers had booked them 6 months before the march. 3 weeks before the march, you couldn't get no space to fly on your private jet to Butler Aviation. Because all them black brothers and sisters that left the country, they flew back in their private jets. Not one white newspaper talked about the march, so we can't say they helped us. The only time they start cutting loose talking about it when they hit them computers and saw all the hotel reservations was full. That when they saw you couldn't rent a bus nowhere in America. When they saw that all the airlines, all the trains was full. When they got through at Union Station, a sister down there told me they didn't have no food for 2 days. We don't talk about that. A white racist country where black folks and white folks lie to one another. And we don't take no time out every day talking about racism.
We definitely don't talk about
the United States went all the way.
That's something that we need to start talking about.
25th anniversary of the Arkansas 9. Not once did he mention racism. And the only time you see white papers mention racism when they're talking about Minister Farrakhan or Jesse Jackson. New York Times have never used the term racism for a white person. Are y'all crazy? I mean, somewhere, do you have any shame? Can you walk around being as sick as you are and as unhealthy as you are and praying and going to church all the time? What God you think you in tune to? You go to church, you kneel down on your knees with sugar diabetes and you come out. God can get rid of anything. Anything. So we know it's a God, so there must be something wrong with your prayers. Try shutting up. Yeah, try stop saying them old hustling prayers. Just fall on your knees and go, well, God, you know. Yeah, they still debating how many black men showed up at the Million Man March. I told Minister Farrakhan, I went to his house 6 months of the march. I said, my brother, they're not going to give you a fair count. Oh, he straightened out this whole time. Say, my brother, let me tell you about Allah. I said, man, you don't have to tell me about how much power it is in praying to the east, but the last time I checked, the march was taking place in the west. He said, what do you suggest we do? I said, we need to go there and have a rumble. He said, you mean fight? Yeah, that's what rumble used to mean when you was a Christian. They didn't listen to me. They still argue. How many black folks showed up? Have we gone there? I can just see the headlines now.
He said the last time I checked, the march was in the west. They tell me about Allah. The last time he checked, the march was in the west.
75-year-old white woman. And I ain't gonna lie, if I took over the country, they got these rockets and probers. They got this thing on 4th of July, landed on Mars and sniffed the rock and sent back 10 billion year history. But they can't make my old lady a pair of nylons that don't run. But they can't find them bums that white boy lost when he crashed into the mountain. Y'all need to bring that sniffer home since it's supposed to be so good. I'm supposed to believe what y'all telling me? I mean, the way y'all lie to me about stuff right here I'm looking at? Please. I'm still trying to get the O.J. Simpson out of my head.
That's why I'm a flat earther, family. They don't tell you the truth
I was looking
about
at
what's going on.
I was looking at Marv Albert, thinking about O.J. I mixed them up. I got O.J. on my content.
Not what he said.
I kept looking at the Marv Albertson and I kept saying, if the panties fit, you must not acquit. Well, Marv was cool. I'll be honest. I've never heard of him because I don't.
He exposed O.J. Simpson.
Care much about sports. I care a lot about physical fitness.
I
don't care much about sports.
Gregory.
And so after he got busted, then I kind of checked him out, and I didn't realize he's like one of the premier. I mean, he makes big money announcing sports. Because some of y'all knew that, right? And this woman, she wasn't even a white woman that busted him. She's from El Salvador or Santo Domingo or something. And, they're going to let some South American woman come in and bust a prime white boy? Please. I'm not saying he didn't do what they said he'd do, but this is my America. That boy made somebody mad at NBC. He either hit on somebody's wife or after that trial come out, might have hit on their son. Remember, white folk loved Bill Cosby. I mean, you couldn't find nobody that loved Brother Bill any more than white folk until he made the mistake to say, I want to buy NBC. And the boy
I did a video on that before.
From killing his son to he can't crack.
I did a video on that too, speaking about him and Sakari Richardson situation. Apparently, Bill Gates wanted to buy NBC, and that's why they set him up with this whole situation with everything. I'm kind of on the fence because I always thought Bill Cosby was a little bit too perfect, but then again, how that situation played out, he wanted to buy NBC, and what he was going to do was he was going to change the image of black people on television. He wasn't going to allow black people to be portrayed in a negative image on television on his network. And that's very detrimental to the system. He wasn't going to allow that. He already was doing it with his show, and he was going to make a whole network of positive black entertainment. We wouldn't even have BET right now. Well, we probably still would have BET, but we would have a positive version of BET. And that's very detrimental. So what they did was when he first offered, they thought it was a joke. And they told him, you need to go and get some, you need to, they raised the price, gave him the price and thought he was a joke. He went, got his own money and came back with some investors and was ready to buy it. And that's when the setup happened. Because he was trying to do this shit a while ago. Bill trying to do this shit for 20-something years, 20, 30 years. Because this was October 1997. So Bill was trying to do this for a while. So that's that whole situation.
The top 40
in
his.
I want to go back to my list. I uploaded a video. It's called My Take on the Bill Cosby, Sakari Richards, and I think T.I. situation.
But they loved him before that. You know them white folk loved him. They let that boy advertise tapioca. You know how that white boy feel about his pudding now. He'll be walking through the jello. And after that nigga been in the jello, white folks say, give me some. He was their man. Now, it wouldn't have bothered the white racist system had Bill Cosby not had the money to buy it. Oh, they'd have been writing editorials. Oh, what a nice thing for a black man to own that. But the boy could have backed it up.
Oh, wow. I never heard that before. That's a new one. Unseen Soldier. That is a new one. I have not heard that part about him getting into a fight with Trump and the land thing in the North with the oil company. That's the first time I've ever heard that. If you got some news articles or links to it, definitely drop that in the chat. I would definitely love to read about that more, know about that more.
$20 million to spend.
Don't forget me, hit the like button, share this video.
The next thing you know, he got this tragedy going on. And some girl named Jackson said, Bill's my daddy. Bill's such a nice gentleman. I was with Jesse Jackson not too long ago. I said, Jesse, next time you see Bill, you ought to just thank him and tell him what a wonderful gentleman he is. Because all this tragedy, first he loses his boy, and this woman named Jackson say he her daddy. And I'll be honest.
Hold up. Family, got another commercial. Cash App to the channel is also proceeds go back into the channel. We can get these commercials off.
And I'll be honest with you, Jesse, if a woman named Jackson said, I'm her daddy, I'm blaming that girl on you.
I'm gonna drop my email in the chat. You can email me any information
your family,
you got.
so y'all come on in town and meet your new sister. Somewhere, you know, when you think about, you know, the games that they play, the games 24 hours a day that go down. And like I said, you know, I mean, they can go up, they got a satellite up there right now, can take a picture of a stamp outside this building and can tell you if the stamp's been canceled or if it's fresh. But they can't give us a right count on the Million Man. Is it something about nappy hair and gravity? And moves. I mean, black folks is funny. We got some black folks in our neighborhood. They call themselves black Muslims. We call them black Muslims. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean, he really. I mean, if this was a white man, we see pictures, streets be named. Because what did he do? He put a thing out here that.
Hey, Onion Soldier, actually, you can email me too, but if you want to, well, we'll talk through email. If you want to set up a time, you can come up on my platform and talk about it. But just email me.
None of them need no drugs, no whiskey, no wine, no alcohol, no nicotine, no caffeine, and we act like they don't exist. We still run around trying to find a cure to our loved ones. They got it. And you know something different about them? Niggas ain't got no bumps on their face. Face just as smooth as a brand new baby's booty. No bumps. They're just as mannerable and polite. They be here in Atlanta, 140 degrees in the summertime with a winter suit on and a tie and a bow tie, and they don't sweat. And y'all walk past them like,
That's the funniest. He'll be outside in the heat with a suit and a bow tie, and they don't sweat.
I ain't gonna lie to you. If I wasn't into my stuff and had my body together, now I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna join the Muslim church. I'd kidnap me one of them. I'd put that nigga, you gonna tell me how come you don't get hot? Here, smoke this cigarette.
You gonna tell me why you don't get
smoke this cocaine. Nigga, what kind of nigga is you? Y'all act like they don't even exist. Y'all act like y'all can't learn nothing from them. But if them was white folk doing that, you'd be paying them $10,000, $15,000 come to your church and talk to the community. These black folk got to stop being all emotional too. They're too emotional. That's why I tell all my white friends, I say, keep your money in black banks. I said, well, you super black. That's what the black bank is. No, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I like these white dudes. And I tell them to keep their money in a black bank. Not that the black bank going to survive after the white bank closed, but black folks so emotional, you can walk in the black bank and know a month ahead of time something wrong. I mean, I'm around some white folks in New York City, Chase Manhattan.
Black bank, if that shit going under,
cold-blooded white boy.
You gonna know.
Chase Manhattan last Friday, and this cold-blooded white boy selling this 98-year-old white woman a 30-year CD with a straight face, and explaining to her what the penalty gonna be if she try to cash it in early. Now you know that could never happen in a black bank. You see a 98-year-old black woman coming in trying to buy a 30-year CD. I can see that sister now. Put her hand, girl, you better take this money, go out and try to have yourself a good time. You ain't got but about 2 more days to live. I told my wife, we safe in the black bank because you just tune into the emotions. You can tell when something wrong in the black bank. You walk in, y'all sleep.
Speaking of black banks, family, young Pharaoh is trying to start he did start a bank called Otten Nation. For me, my personal opinion, I think it's an insurance policy because don't forget the fact that when banks go bankrupt, they can keep the people's money to bail themselves out. Legally keep your fucking money. So I'll be careful when putting my money in young Pharaoh's bank. I'm not saying don't support black banks, but I will be careful in supporting that bank in particular.
Go reading the warning ads. My wife said, that don't mean nothing. I said, right, I checked for $5. She wrote, I checked for $5, they cashed it with pennies. Or she could say that they got 3 dudes ran in and said, this is a stick up. Tell her fell on the floor and laughed. Said, if you want some serious money, you better go across the street and rob Safeway. The games. Emotional. I was looking at what's the brother at the National Baptist Church? Lions. I mean, do y'all follow that? And you couldn't make a more stupid statement than he made. That's emotions. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about? I mean, here's a brother, he over in Africa with a woman. I can't say it's his woman because I ain't talked to her, but he with a sister. His wife at home signs the deed to a house. Y'all know what I'm talking about? $700,000 house with him and her name on it. So she go there and set the house on fire. Did y'all follow that? She on her way back home and hit a tree. Did y'all, come on, y'all know what I'm talking about? The police show up because of the accident, and she set the house on fire. Now, what kind of emotionalism is that? They didn't know nothing about no house on fire. She hit a damn tree. Police show up. She got good insurance. She said, my husband and his old local woman, they got a house together. Police probably going crazy. He said, well, come on, they trying to get to the hospital. They think she's delirious. And I just went and set the house on fire. And then y'all read the story with all emotions? Because I got some serious questions asked. Don't doubt that it happened. I mean, I'm married. So my wife looking through my stuff and find a deed with another woman's on it. That don't give her the keys to the house. They left a lot out the store for me just to, how she get in the house? And look here, you got a $700,000 house down on the water. You ain't just left town, you left the country. You got good locks plus a good electronic system on that house. How she get past the security without tipping it off? How come somebody didn't know she was in that house? Y'all's emotions don't get y'all in trouble. I'm not saying the brother didn't do it. I'm just saying what they feeding me. Then it happens on Sunday, but the news don't hit till Wednesday. They held it till Wednesday. So that tell me white folks negotiating. If you do this, we won't do this. Then they catch up with him in Africa on Thursday. He was just strolling down Africa in the fatherland with his lady on his arm. I said, wonder what them white folk doing over here. You'll know in a few minutes. They went over and broke the news to him. He got back on a plane and hurried up back. Then he got all emotional. Did y'all hear the press conference? These white folk just doing this to me because they don't like to see a brother that's making it. Out of all the stuff you can blame on white folks, I mean, you could even blame that on them, but just don't be stupid. Don't have no emotions. I mean, if I was in Africa and my old lady go through and she find a deed, $700,000 house with another woman's name on it, and set the house on fire, and the press come to me, I do like them white boys do. I have no comment. Why y'all always feel y'all got to answer white folks? When they came out against Ebonics, they ran to Jesse. Jesse Jackson, what do you think about against Ebonics? I'm against Ebonics. How can Jesse Jackson be against Ebonics when that's all he thought? Up with hope, down with dope. That's Ebonics. What in the hell is down with dope? Smoking a reefer under the coffee table? Y'all always feel like y'all got the hand. White folks take a mic up in front of you. What do you think about it? The boy wouldn't have had no emotions. They'd have ran to him and told him, you just be strong, be cool. Said, I have no comment. But when you want to answer us, I'll have a press conference when I get back. Keep your lady on your arm. Get off the plane. All them white boys will be there. I'm only talking to Jet Magazine. The brothers and the sisters want to see what that
all right,
like.
family.
You know everything gonna run that.
That's where I'm going to stop that video, and we're going to come back and do a part 2. We're going to come back and do a part 2 of Dick Gregory tells the truth about everything, because I don't want to give you everything today. It's like, nah, but I have some engagements to attend to, and I have some other stuff to do, and I have some other shows to hop on. So I'm going to cut this one a little short, and we're going to come back in a few hours to do a part 2. So if you're sticking with me, pop on back through, Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody that showed love today, everybody that stopped by. I'm going to be on One Community's panel in the next few minutes, so pop over there if you want to pop over. We're going to get into the Yakub story, some Brother Polite. So pop over. And that's all the time I got for y'all for right now. It's your boy, the one and only, can't be copied, can't be duplicated. Brenda's baby, Remy El Ma'at. You just tuned in to Ma'at TV. I see you when I see you. Till then, peace.